So many girls, and guys too, will at times come up to me either on a retreat or at an event, and they'll ask me with so much tension and a certain amount of anxiety, Megan, how do I know what God's plan is for my life? How do I know what He wants from me? How do I know what I'm supposed to do for Him? And that'll usually happen after a really deep spiritual experience, and they want to give something to God, but there's just this uncertainty, and it can create a lot of restlessness, and it's hard to deal with, and of course we've all experienced that to a certain extent in our life, and I totally relate with where they are. And so many times I just tell them, look, take it easy, and just remember, your life and God's plan for you is like this little seed. And if I put a bunch of seeds in my hand right now, all different kinds of seeds, would you be able to tell me which one was a mulberry tree and which one was a mustard seed and which one was a maple tree? No, you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at the seed. God has kind of placed His plan for you, and it's a plan of love inside your heart. And you're looking at it right now in seed form, or maybe it's just starting to grow. And it can create a lot of anxiety not knowing what kind of a seed that is, what kind of a tree is it supposed to be someday. But honestly, all God's asking of you to do right now is just nurture that little seed. Make it grow, water it, give it light. Well, you could say, okay, well, what is that light? What are those nurturing elements? Your prayer life, that you encounter Him in sacred scripture. You go to Him in the Eucharist. You go to Mass, reconciliation. You keep that friendship with Him so strong. Your seed also grows based on the friendships you have. Good friends help you grow that seed of your relationship with God. Also consider talking to someone you trust about God's plan for your life. If you can, go to spiritual direction, go to a mentor, go to someone you trust. That person will help be a good sounding board for you, so you can say, well, what do you think about this? Or where is God leading me in this direction? How can I grow closer to Him? We all need good spiritual coaches, and that is one of the greatest ways to grow our relationship with God. And then little by little, you start to realize there's something growing here. And you realize, well, it looks a little bit like God's calling me to religious life, or maybe to the priesthood, or maybe He's calling me to be an awesome wife or mother or father. Either way, no matter what God's plan is for you, it's a plan of love. And the most important thing we can do at any stage in our path, trying to figure out what God's plan is for my life, what my vocation is, the most important thing we can do is to trust Him, to trust in His plan of love, that He will not lead us astray, and to know that it's the little things we do every day that ultimately lead us closer to where He's calling us to serve Him.